Hello everyone, my name is Nathan Davis and I represent the people's candidate, the best candidate, Abraham Lincoln. He is an honest, humble lawyer from Illinois and will lead our nation to be great the first time around. Lincoln was influenced heavily by a slave-owning Whig Party member named Henry Clay. This man is said to have created the economic system called the American system, which was the belief of protectionism, government subsidies for canal building and railroad construction, and a centralized banking system. Overall, Lincoln believes in a country that has a strong centralized economy. This will lead to a stronger foundation for economic prosperity and functionality nationwide, not just within a state. With Lincoln being born into a poor family and working his way through the ranks, he wants to make this opportunity equally available to all, including you. As an old Whig, Lincoln heavily supports the idea of tariffs for federal income. After all, the main way the federal government funds itself is to place tariffs on imported goods. The tariff that we support as the Republican Party is called the Merrill Tariff, and it increases tariffs by over double and will soon be triple in 3 years. Although it is controversial in some states, as a union, tariffs are mandatory to our success as a country. Although this is a topic that Lincoln is passionate about, he focused more on its importance when he was first starting out in politics and has since left the topic alone for almost a decade. He believes that if the tariff doesn't pass, that it will soon show the necessity of it and the topic will just become a reoccurring problem. This tariff, although necessary for economic growth in the North, will hurt the South deeply and influences the South to secede. Lincoln knows the risks and will still support the Merrill Tariff regardless. This may be the best trade deal in the history of trade, if not all of history. Although many of you may be distrustful of the federal government having too much control over the economy, a centralized banking system, as proposed by Lincoln, would greatly benefit our nation as a whole. Many forms of currency vary from state to state. This makes interstate commerce extremely difficult, especially when most currencies are not backed properly. Some of you may even see banks as frightening, especially with the corruption between local politics and banks. But with Lincoln in office, we want the banks to be your friends, to help you do the things in life you want to do, and to help you prosper. These are revolutionary times for our country. Not a revolution like our forefathers fought, but an economic revolution. Industry and manufacturing are becoming a major contributor to our national focus. While agriculture is still important in the South, the North has seen this change occur, and it cannot be neglected. Lincoln supports these changes and the secondary effects of these changes, such as technology, employment, and infrastructure needs. To move forward as a nation, we need someone willing to drive it forward, and Lincoln is just the man for the job. Lincoln believes that infrastructure projects are vital to the unity of our nation, both physically and psychologically. Without an increase in infrastructure, we could suffer regional division that goes beyond North and South, but divisions of Northerners and Northerners as well as Southerners and Southerners. The Transcontinental Railroad will help our economy grow exponentially and help to connect the west side of the country with the east and, in turn, the north with the south. With its completion, people would be able to settle the western frontier easier and goods could be sent from one side of the country to the other for domestic markets and exportation to other countries. This would benefit all citizens of our great country and help raise the standard of living. Not only would this help increase the sale of goods to boost our economy, the building of the railroad would employ thousands of people. Slavery is obviously a topic in everyone's mind right now. I know it, you know it, we all know it. Lincoln, however, is not here to preserve or destroy the slave economy of the South. He's more concerned about preserving the Union over abolishing slavery. This opinion is not known by many and is a key factor in his campaign. The Southern economy clearly relies heavily on slavery for them to survive. And if that is something that the South wants to keep if they stay in the Union, then that is the price to pay for unity. However, in the case of the South seceding from the Union, slavery will be abolished and all men will be free and equal under Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln is a supporter of the Homestead Act, which would allow settlers of the West to occupy 160 acres of public land at no cost to the resident until they occupy the property for 5 years. After the 5 years, the resident would be able to buy the property from the government for $1.25 per acre. This will lead to a great increase in westward expansion and help to grow our great nation. We want to help you get a fresh start on life and enjoy an adventure. Who knows what fortunes could await you? Lincoln was one of the greatest self-made men ever. He believes in working hard, and his economic policies reflect the idea of clearing a path for all to have the chance to be prosperous and to create incentives for hard work and innovation. He believes in everyone's right to rise and to be a part of a colorblind America. Abraham Lincoln isn't here to take your slaves away or to waste your hard-earned money. He is here to keep us together as a nation and lead us to new highs and eliminate the lows of our economic system. Together we can make America great the first time around.